Thanks for swinging by. This is part 4 of my story. If you haven't watched the first 3, I'd suggest checking them out before you start this one. But hey, it's your choice. Let's get into it. After what happened last time, Kaoru was drained of every bit of mental strength he had left. He had almost nothing to live for. After breaking down in the rain, he just sat there, staring at the ground, unmoving, like a statue carved out of exhaustion. Time passed. The rain fell harder. Then he heard footsteps approaching. "Sleep, my sky, the night is near." The voice was small, barely louder than the rain, but it sliced through the silence like sunlight through cracked glass. "Close your eyes, the stars are here." Kaoru's breath hitched. No, that voice, that song. "Sleep, my sky, the night is near." His head turned slowly, almost unwillingly. Each word pulled at something buried deep inside him, something that hurt to remember. "I will find you through the rain." And then he saw her, a little girl, barefoot, soaked, walking toward him. Her white dress clung to her small frame, and rain ran down her long hair. She moved like she wasn't afraid of the storm, like the storm was hers. Emi Hinoyuki. But she looked like, no, not looked, felt like Yumi. Even when the light is gone, she didn't stop singing as she walked. "My love lingers ever strong." Now she was close enough to reach out and touch him, but she didn't. She just sat down, right in front of him, so gently, so casually, like the rain wasn't cold, like the world wasn't shattered. She folded her legs, tilted her head slightly, her face calm, her wide blue eyes glowing softly, innocent, unshaken. And then she looked straight into his eyes, not at him, through him. Kaoru, the boy who had stared death in the face more times than he had seen true happiness, couldn't look away. He felt something he hadn't felt in forever, someone who might actually care. There was no judgment in her gaze, no fear, just hope, and it terrified him. He finally managed to speak. "Who are you? And what are you doing in the rain?" Emi just smiled and placed her small hand on his forehead. Her voice soft but so calm it shook him to the soul. "I'm Emi Hinoyuki. I saw you out my window, big bro, and you looked like you needed a hug. Or maybe a cookie? But Hina says we're out of cookies." Then she jumped up, laughing happily. "Don't worry. I'll get you a cookie. I'll go to the shop." Kaoru sat there in silence, confused, lost, yet frozen by her presence. While Kaoru sat there in silence, still trying to process what just happened, another voice cut through the rain. "Emi, I told you not to walk out in the rain like that. You'll catch a cold again." The sound was gentle but carried that older sister authority, the kind that instantly changes the atmosphere. Kaoru looked up. Another figure appeared out of the mist, not stepping through the rain, but almost forming from it. A transparent umbrella shimmered above her head as she walked closer, calm and quiet, like she didn't belong to the same world. "Well, hello there," she said softly, pulling Emi under her umbrella. "Is this the person you were talking about, Emi?" Kaoru blinked. Everything about her presence felt unreal, like he was still dreaming. He muttered, "Who the hell are you guys?" Emi smiled brightly, completely unfazed. "Oh, this is my older sister, Hina." Hina smiled politely, her tone calm but warm. "Yeah, I'm Hina Hinoyuki." She looked at Kaoru for a moment, her eyes studying him quietly. Then she added, "Now that you know our names, how about we get you inside? I'll listen to your story later." Emi here wouldn't stop talking about how sad you looked. She turned to Emi, teasing lightly, "Whatever that means." Then, without waiting for his answer, she handed Kaoru the umbrella she was holding and started walking back toward their house. Kaoru hesitated, but the warmth of the umbrella over his head felt strange, comforting. He had nothing else to do, nowhere else to go, so he followed. He followed the light that reached him. Inside, the faint smell of food and warmth filled the air. Hina handed him a towel and told him to take a shower while she went to the kitchen, humming quietly to herself. Everything about her felt natural, like this was a normal night. And Kaoru hadn't just fallen apart in the rain. As the sound of the rain faded behind closed doors, Kaoru sat in silence again. Two strangers had offered him a roof. No questions, no judgment. only quiet kindness. And for the first time in a long while, he didn't feel completely alone. This is for today. Subscribe to learn about the next part of the story.